GI Combat number 0, written by J.T. Krull, art by Ariel Olivetti. This is the final part to The War That Time Forgot, which, full disclosure, I probably should have looked ahead on, because this clearly was more so the backup story than The Unknown Soldier was, but it's too late to course correct that now, obviously. So, just briefly getting into what happens in this issue, we saw last issue that Stevens survived the fall that Elliot thought killed him. And then this just says, how did Stevens survive? And we see that as he was plummeting off the cliff, he landed in the water beneath and just survived because I guess he landed properly. But the dinosaur that he fell with also survived, so he had to put up a little bit of a fight, get some knives in the jugulars on it, and wait for an even bigger dinosaur to come up and start eating that first dinosaur. So he managed to escape off to the shore and then just basically stayed alive. He just kept moving for weeks on end. He couldn't rest, he couldn't eat, he was just barely managing to stay afloat until finally he one day he caught his own reflection in the water and he realized he was completely forgetting his entire life before this, like how his wife looked, how his child looked, how they sounded, everything like that. And after a while, he managed to take refuge in a cave and a saber-toothed tiger attacked him. And we see he fought off the saber-toothed tiger with a mixture of seemingly kung fu and his knife, in which he stabbed it and was finally able to take some meat and say, yes, this is my life, I will survive. And that's it. That's literally the whole... Yeah, you can see why this was probably should have been the backup story. But I didn't do that. So this is, in the whole, this is a good 2-issue story, but honestly could probably be lowered down to just an oversized single issue because there really isn't a lot to this. It seems like it's more set up to the story that they want to tell involving this character, where it's like, how did this guy get to this point? And then we're going to tell a story about his adventures in the wilderness. But honestly, this story overall didn't really seem to fit much purpose. Like, there was no overarching thing to it. Theoretically, you could say it was, oh, we have to get off of this, I was going to say island, but I'm pretty sure it's just North Korea. So, I don't know. I genuinely don't know what the point of this was. It looked fine. The art was okay the whole way through. Sometimes, I don't know if it's a colorist thing or a penciling thing, but sometimes it looks like the background is just straight up copy-pasted computer like generated imagery, and it's a little bit off-putting, but the people and the objects themselves are totally fine. So I don't know. It's strange for something so short to be rated, but I guess if I had to rate it, I'd give it like a 6, in that it didn't do much of anything, but it wasn't offensive in doing it. So it's just there. The War That Time Forgot is okay enough, and I believe next month we pick up with The Haunted Tank.